Before I start the video, here are a few disclaimers. 1. This video was not made to respond to a particular person or group. Although certain current events have resulted in the production of this video, this should simply be treated as a time to explain my point of view on a particular topic. 2. Because I am attempting to argue a point, this video will contain opinions. I understand many of you will have different points of view on the subject I will talk about, and I ask that you constructively criticize my argument if needed be. 3. This video was made as a result of an incident that has happened in the last several weeks. If you happen to know the incident I am referring to, I respectfully ask that you do not mention the incident or its details in the comments. Additionally, no further details will be shared by me other than what is described in the video. Your cooperation is essential. Thank you.
So this video was initially going to be about fire codes in electrical rooms and how this electrical room provided by my lovely school violates pretty much every single major point of NFPA 70. But in lieu of current events in particular, a life safety enthusiast made a video performing an illegal action and other life safety enthusiasts getting onto his case about it, and resulting in a very weird video from another person claiming that we enthusiasts were doing stuff above and beyond the obsessed idiot stage of the young enthusiast. I'll have to leave that to your imagination as to what I quite mean about that, because it's really weird. So watching this video ended up bringing up the question to me, why do we care about life safety in the first place, especially on the subject of code violations? I mean, it's not every day that you are walking around a school and see a stopper open and a school employee trying to turn it off, but they keep failing because they're not putting it correctly. You ask them, hey, do you need help? And then they say, oh yes. Ooh. And they say, oh yes, you can help me. And you, like magic, put the stopper in its place and the siren stops sounding. And the school employee is bamboozled as to how you manage to do that kind of things. Let's face it, the majority of us are not proficient in fire code like some of us are, and that results in poor or oblivious decision making. In this case, instead of people seeing this electrical room that is not supposed to be used for storage, people saw this as a very wonderful place to store their junk in. But what they don't see is that if you have both an electrical fire and a combustion fire in a room that was designed to handle just electrical fires, not only are you putting yourself in danger, but you're also putting people who use the facilities in danger. In this case, it would be putting students in danger, it would be putting faculty and staff, visitors in danger in a place where it's supposed to be safe. I've also noticed that there is a clear theme that's taking among a lot of different population groups, and that is in particular convenience over safety. I talked with other students in other school districts before, and there appears to be this reoccurring pattern of things like people propping outside doors open when it's not supposed to be propped open and it could damage the door in the future. Overcrowding in areas of assembly because people don't have the space to relocate others into another part of the building, or even the neglect to follow basic safety concepts, at least basic to me, such as keeping safety equipment free from obstruction and up to code. This has not only led to disasters relating to fire, but we've also seen a lot of cases where building security could definitely have played a role in preventing security-related issues. I can't really explain to you the concept of a kilovolt ampere in this electrical room or the minimum distance between heat detectors, but what I can definitely tell you is to use common sense and, be aware of things that are going around you. Don't overlook issues where things that are seemingly convenient can, in reality, expose others to danger. So what do we do about these things? We should speak out about these. Sometimes awareness is brought out by exposing something wrong. We are humans that are made differently and we prioritize different things. If we were all made the same, then we would all be prioritizing the same thing and overlooking the same issue. So when you're exposing a problem, you're actually being very proactive and helping to create a safer environment where otherwise other people might have overlooked the issue. And I guarantee that most of the time they will be aware that this is an issue that will need to be fixed, and they will fix it. So how do we end up telling these people about these things? One thing I definitely did notice is that there was a lot of, a sort of sense of disrespect towards the offender of that particular code in the comments section of that YouTube video. One thing I'll definitely tell you is that people don't really take things very well when they are said with disrespect. So I'll definitely mention that being respectful when you're describing the issue is definitely something that will encourage them to fix it. And it will also definitely show that, hey, you're not one of those people that are just like tattletaling, but rather you're a person who genuinely cares about the well-being of the public. And that's definitely something that you definitely need to be considerate about. Also, just, repeating the same things over and over again, it will help, but there's a certain point where it doesn't help anymore. I definitely saw that case happening in the YouTube comments in that video, and I think at this point, repeating the same things especially, just won't help. The second choice you can go to, if perhaps you don't have a higher authority to look up to, or if that higher authority just, shrugs and says, we're just gonna move on, I don't care about the issue, report it to your authority having jurisdiction, or the person who is in charge of enforcing those particular codes and laws for your particular circumstance. For example, if my school doesn't happen to respond to this issue within a timely manner, probably about a week or two, then I'm going to have to report it to the AHJ, or in this case the fire marshal for my county, because they're choosing not to be proactive in fixing this issue. After all, in my case, it's the school's fault to not keep up with their building, and life will have consequences whether you like it or not. And let's put it this way, I'd rather have the consequences be hundreds of dollars in fines than the death of a student, all because of the neglect to take care of a building.